Hey YouTubers, Altered Auto's back again with a haul. Got to show off some pieces I got here lately. Show them off in the package and then we'll open them. How about that? Starting off, I think this was the only piece of Jada I got. That's Jada Just Trucks. That is a Jeep. I don't know if it has a year on it or not. Let me see, 2014 Jeep Wrangler. Thing of it is, my Jeep's a 99 Wrangler, my real vehicle, and this looks just exactly like it, except for I have on my hood where it says Wrangler on the sides of my hood, and my tow hooks up front. And let's see, what else? The Jeep, where it says Jeep down on the quarter panel down here in front of the door. All of that's orange on my real vehicle, and I'm going to do that on this one. And this thing will look exactly like my real vehicle. So bear with me, and one of these days I'll show this thing off on a video looking just like my, maybe I'll put it on the dashboard of my real vehicle. Even the wheels are the same wheels that I have on my real vehicle. So yeah, bear with me. I'm not going to open that one just now because it'll be later on down the road before I get to that one. I've got some Modrods that I'm going to be working on shortly. This is one I picked up at Walmart last night. One of the latest series they've started. This is the higher dollar premium. The card art is spectacular on these things. And of course it looks just like that truck there. So let's free the piece there, guys. Crack the package. Package crackage. Here we go. Alright, let's see if I, well, let me give you a close-up first of all. You know, it's a plastic body and a plastic base. I really don't know why we're paying $2 for these things. I don't understand that. We're getting gypped, and yet we're paying higher dollar for less value. Yeah, we're getting gypped. Anyway, I didn't get the whole series. I don't like the whole series, but I like this Studebaker. Got some neat decals on it, some neat tampos. Got the bed cover and a little bit of an air dam there on the bed cover. Yeah, I like the little thing. I'll let you look at that while I bring out the next one. Well, shoot, let me get stuff set up here where you can look at it. There we go. See if we can get that going. There you go. Bring out the next package, which is the McLaren F1 GTR Golf liveries. I swore up and down I wasn't going to get this one because they changed the blue color on it for Golf. But when I seen it in the store and got to looking at it, how can you say no to that? That is one sharp piece. Of course, I've got to save the card on that. That's good wall decor. I'm going to have to get a knife to open this package. You guys bear with me just a moment here. Alright. Oh, I didn't get it. There we go. Trying to save that card because that's some good artwork. Plus, it's got the Golf symbols on it. And, of course, you know I save that stuff for making dioramas and wall decor. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. So, yeah, let's get the piece out there. I see my turntable has stopped. That's okay, because I'm going to swap pieces on you. Give you a close-up of the McLaren if you've not seen it yet. That's got the Golf liveries all over it. And we see even the air dam and the body color. Of course, I know they're molded in different materials, but they could have got closer than that, huh? The blues on them. But nonetheless, that is one sharp piece, and I had to have it. I could not pass that up once I seen it in the store. I'd seen it on others' videos, and I said, you know what, I don't think I really need to have that. I'm going to stick with the regular Golf cars that have the regular blue on them, but yeah, I can't pass this one up. And she's not going to stay up there for me. I was told I sound like the cable man, the cable guy, Tow Mater. I got to quit saying she's and a few other things and clean my language, my accent up. shout out to the toy table guy there. He was kidding, but he said I sound like Tow Mater. So maybe I'll try to sound like Tow Mater sometimes. And you know, I'm a preacher, and when I preach, I've asked them if I come off with a country accent, and I don't. So yeah, I don't know where that comes from when I'm on these videos, but any matter, that's the McLaren. Moving on. Next piece. Maybe that's something I shouldn't be bragging about, huh? Unless I can tell his jokes and make his money. Okay, here we go. Another one of that series, that Ford series, Ford Bronco 4x4. The muted green, or maybe you want to call it a satin green or a flat green. Card art is nice, and that piece is very nice. Let's go ahead and crack the package there. Let's see what all is in this series. You've got the 65 Ranchero, the 41 Ford pickup, 79 Ford pickup, Ford Bronco 4x4, which is this one, the custom Ford Bronco, which is the rally style, and then there's the Sandblaster, which I have, and I don't think that's too far away from me here somewhere, but I'm not going to dig for it. And then you have a Ford F-150, and then the 29 Ford pickup. I'd like to find that 29. I didn't see it in the store there when I got these. But yeah, there's the Bronco 4x4. That's a pretty piece. I'd like to put real riders on it, but the wheels they put on it and the tires, they look right just like it sits. I just wish those were real rubber. And I wish they would have put a real spare on the back for almost $3, you know, right? Anyway, that is the left-hand drive, and it's got the muted green on it, and I like the orange and green tampos. Do not like the black. I don't know why they think every green car on the Hot Wheels line has to have black tampos on it. I just don't understand that. It darkens the green, and that's a nice green if they would have kept that black off of there. Sorry for the glare, guys. Anyway, there she is. Ooh, I said it again, didn't I? I've got to stop that. Toy table, you're going to keep me in a self-complex. Just another shout-out, brother. Just kidding. All right, there's the Bronco. Move to the next piece. One more of that series, which is the 62 Chevy pickup. And we all know this casting all too well. It's the same old tooling, but it is in a wrapped in a different color and different tempos. Same old bed and same old tired wheels. But the cab, you never get tired of that cab, do you? I may or may not make that a mod rod. Let's go ahead and free the piece. I kind of hate to open these packages. They have the little stripes down at the bottom of this one. Racing stripes, and it looks pretty neat. I hate to tear that up, but got to get to the piece there, right? I mean, after all, if I'm going to pay $2 for it, I'm going to play with it. Okay, put the card over there. And there is that 62 Chevy casting, as we all know so well. Just different paint. I'm not going to take a lot of time to show that off. I've got a custom green one that I did and made it convertible. That's really all I did to it, was chop the top off and make it where it'll go back on. I'm not going to dig that out right now. Either one of these days I'll have to make a video of my mod rods, all of them together. Anyway, there's that. I'm not even going to put that on the turntable. I'm going to let you continue looking at that Bronco, because we know that Chevy casting. Now this is one, well no, this is the 41 Ford pickup out of that series. And I do believe, since I don't really care for the back end on these, because the back fender is the lobe on it back here, the rear, behind the rear wheel, that's too big. Just don't look right to me. And you got just a little bitty box for a bed. That may all come off, and this may make a nice mod rod. Besides that, it's my favorite color, orange. I have got a glare that I'm trying to get out of here for you guys, and I can't seem to get it out. Let me move the camera a little. Move it over here. Maybe that'll help. No, glare's still there. Turn the light, maybe. No, that didn't help either. Well, short from making an extra long video, just playing with the lights. I'm trying to maneuver around the glare, guys. I apologize for that glare. I think it's bouncing off my phone into the package. Well, I moved it anyway. Here we go. 41 Ford pickup. Look at the blown engine in that thing. That's just straight up ridiculous. But if you chrome the grill, I think that would look pretty good. The front end anyway, and the exhaust. We'll see what I do with it down the road. I'm going to make it a mod rod most likely. I've got to cut this card. That I noticed someone in one of their videos said this new series, the card art was great because it was up above the blister and you wouldn't tear it up, but on the 41 Ford, it's not. You open that blister just right and you're going to rip the card art right off of there. So be careful on that one if you collect card art. Shoot, for $2, I'm going to collect everything that came with this thing on Hot Wheels. Now, if that was something else, I'd see $2, but Hot Wheels, come on. Check her out, though. There's 41 Ford pickup. Chrome bid. You got your fuel cell back there by the tailgate. Blown engine, extra blown engine. I think it needs the headlights done and the grill chromed. Other than that, they did a swell job on that cab and that engine. Could have lowered that engine, maybe sunk the head down below the engine bay, with just a blower sticking out, the carbs and the filters. Anyway, that's a nice piece. I will move the Bronco for that one because I like to show that one off. My favorite color, and I do like that cab on that in the engine. Trying to roll out of my lift there. Alrighty. Next up, another golf car. One I didn't have. I've got a bunch of them, but I did not have the Laurel. That's your Nissan Laurel 2000. What is that? What does that say? 2GX? SGX. Reading in the camera and I read it backwards. That's your Nissan Laurel 2000 SGX. And of course I got it just for the golf livery. But I like the Laurel body too. Ever since I seen it in the Car Culture series. Was it the Car Culture series? Or was it the Nissan Historics? The Historic series. Which one did it come out in first? Y'all have to correct me on that in the comments. I guess the first time I seen it was in the Car Culture series, and then you seen it come out in the Team Haulers series, and I've liked that Laurel body ever since I seen it. And of course, you know this will go on my golf display along with the McLaren. Go ahead and crack the package on that. That's also, if you aren't careful, you'll tear that card art all up. And again, you know I'm going to keep golf card art. And there we go. Crack the package. And there is that Laurel. I'm sure you've seen it, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. It's just something I picked up while I was in the store and was able to catch it. I've not been able to catch it in the recent past, or in the far past for that matter. But it's a piece I had to have. I've seen it since I first seen the Laurel. As I said, I liked it, but then I seen it came out in the golf liveries. I knew I had to have it. But unlike you guys, I can't get into the Walmarts and the Krogers and all the stores when they're stocking. I work 2 jobs, so I'm never free when they're stocking their stores to get in there and raid the pallets. So I finally caught it on the shelf at Kroger, and no, this was Wally World. This and the McLaren. All these were Wally World except for about 3 of them I'm going to show you. Actually, no. I've already shown them, and this was one of them. It was the Ford series. I picked those up at a flea market. So I'm complaining about those, and I didn't even buy them at Walmart. I bought those they did cost me $2 a pop, though, even at the flea market. Okay, that's enough of the Laurel. Moving on. I think I've got one more piece for you guys, and that'll be it. And this was another one I got at the flea market, and it is part of that Ford series. The 79 Ford pick-em-up truck. I don't really like this piece all too well. Well, I can't say I don't like it. I do like it. I don't like the camper shell on it. I don't know why they didn't paint that to match. At least paint it black. Why did they leave it shiny gray plastic? I will never understand why Hot Wheels does some of the things it does. Or they do. I should say Mattel. But anyway, why did they leave that thing gray? It doesn't even match any of the pinstripes. I know that one looks gray, but that's silver if you let the light hit it. So, y'all have seen this truck. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Why did they leave that camper shell gray? Stands out like a sore thumb. Does that come off of there, guys? I don't know. It looks like it might, but hard to tell. Oh, yeah, it does. Maybe I'll leave it off. That's even got a... Well, no. I guess you could hook it up for a gooseneck trailer, but there's no hole there. That's weird how they made that truck. I don't know. Maybe they were planning on making that to haul something. I guarantee you that camper shell will probably get painted at some point. Unless I just want to go custom and leave these up with my other custom trucks. I don't know. I just don't like that gray camper shell. They didn't even paint the windows black or put clear glass in them. Really? Come on. Metal body on that one, isn't it? Or is it plastic? No, that's plastic. I guess they're all plastic in that series. Anyway, I do like the Ford truck, the body style. I used to drive between my daddy's knees in one of these. My daddy had one of these when I was, I guess I was 5 or 6 years old. And he would haul furniture back to his upholstery shop, and I'd get to drive for him. I'd stand up and steer the wheel while he pushed the pedals. Not what I really learned to drive in, but nonetheless, got to drive with my daddy in one of these. And that's why, I mean, that body style is nice. Square body. Got some nice body lines. That's to make a neat shop truck. If you could slam it a little bit and take that nasty looking camper shell off of there. If I were to go a mod rod, that's probably what I would do with that. Anyway, that was my last piece for this haul. Here's something I showed in a previous video that I was starting on. Made it a little further. I've still got a lot of work to do on it, but I did get the light bar and the fuel cell, the engine, and the stinger on the back, the towing apparatus. All of that's workable too. Well, it's workable all right off of the bed. That was not set good. I mean, it wasn't dry good. I'll get it back on there. Check out the engine, though. There's some detail there I want you to see. I've got braided metallic green, or you might call it iodized green wire for the plug wires to match that green blower on top. And also, just to match the theme, this thing's got wild, crazy colors all over it. I'm going to try to keep the original paint on the tuned version. You can see on this other side, those back wheels, that was just something I was doodling with. I'm actually going to grind down these fender flares, and then there'll be a piece of thin metal over that, and I will Bondo it in, and I will have to do some paint work from there back. But we're going to lose the back wheels on the cab there, and these will be your back wheels, tandem axle back there underneath your towing, your stinger. This is the bed, or the chassis, off of one of these. And I told you I'd show you that car hauler later that I'm going to haul my stock tow truck with, or stock race truck with, the one I did the wheel swap on. It's just a regular Hot Wheels, one of the old racetrack haulers. Yeah, I'm not made my tow truck video yet, so this is just an in-betweener. Well, a video of my car haulers, but I've got this stuff sitting right here, so I figured why not show it off, make this video a little longer. Anyway, there's that, and the reason I show you that is because the chassis off that hauler is, I'm sorry guys, I knocked that Ford off the turntable. Got too much stuff in my way here. Anyway, that's the chassis that's on this. I'm sorry I didn't get the video shots of me starting this, putting it together and all, but maybe I'll finish what I've got left to do. I'll I'll shoot video of. Still got some plug wires to do here. Still got to get these back wheels off of the cab and fill that in and do paint work and get that tow hook, the stinger, back on there better than it was. And if you'll notice, well, that's the wrong side. I got that, you see that chrome front wheel? That's what was on this all the way around. But I got this front wheel almost to match those purple wheels off that Hot Wheels car hauler. Not quite. If I go over it again, it may be closer. Then again, maybe I need to go under it with a darker color before I do it. But I got close to it with a purple front wheel there. So I don't think I'm going to take those wheels off. This won't have real riders on it because it has too many wheels on it. I've got a lot of real wider wheels, but not that many big ones. So, yeah. This is as she sets now, still in mid-work. Show you something else I'm going to do, and then it'll be another tow truck. I don't even know what you call this thing. This is not something I bought, guys. Believe me, I don't like unrealistic looking stuff like that. I don't like colored tires either, but I do like this particular set of tires and wheels for some reason. They just look right, but trying to figure out what this is. Semi-Psycho. I'm going to, that engine's going to get moved to the back, so are the stacks, and I'm going to grind the front of this cab down to a square level all the way around, up above that grill cutout, and it will get set down on this front end. See if I can do it here. That will be the grill there. Well, I can't really do it for you here. Anyway, I'll show it off in one of my videos. Something like that right there, only that grill cutout will be gone and that cab will sit way down on there. And then, of course, back behind it, you'll have that engine and them stacks will be moved up by the cab. And I think I'll leave all the wheels the way they are. And back in the back, you'll have a tow hook. So that's another mod rod that's in the works. Got a couple roadsters I'm building. I'm not going to pick them up right now. They're in a few, well, I might get to one of them if I've got it right here by me. I did have. And I'm not seeing it now, so I must have moved it over into that golf display. I'm not seeing it here. Just about done with the old gas hauler. All it's ready for is paint now, and I'm making me a paint booth. Since I moved, I kind of got all my paint stuff here, there, and yonder and put up in the shed, and then I'm in the process of getting it all back together. And I've got a little paint booth I'm going to set up in my room here in the window. So y'all give me probably another couple of weeks, and this thing will be wrapped under paint, and along with a few other things that I'm working on. This one's just about there. It just needs a fine sanding, and it's ready for paint. Been sitting like this since I started my channel. I can show you the real riders out front of what's going on it. They're already set on the chassis, and there's your grille and headlights. Now the wheels I'm wanting to put on it, I think I've put them back up in my wheel box. I'm not seeing them out here either. I thought I kept all that out, but I moved it. I was in the process of cleaning, and I'm sure I just picked those up and threw them right back in there. Anyway, got dually wheels. They're not real riders. They're going to be hard plastic. They're old Hot wheels, hard plastic, but they are dualies and they're low profile. They'll fit on this thing pretty good. They'll hide these from the rear, these wings. And I'm going to leave this MAD symbol on here, which was from Mattel, in the taillights. So it'll be light blue on the rear end, needless to say. I'll get some kind of tampos going up here with the other color I'm going to paint it. And that's what she'll look like from the front and side, minus the dually wheels there. I don't know if I want to leave the blower way up top like that, or maybe cut the hood out and set the engine down inside the hood engine bay. Not sure yet, but that's where she sits now. If I'm going to do all that, I need to do it because it's not going to be long and I'm going to have her in paint. I may have to alter the glass and the interior, though, because I'm not sure since I moved. Like I said, this was the first one I done back before I moved. And since I've moved, I'm not sure what I did. I've got a couple different boxes of boneyards. I'm hoping they're in one of those. But I kept this all together in one place, and the glass and interior are not there, so not sure what I did there. I may have to get another square body and rob the interior and glass out of it. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just start over and put one of my older truck front ends on that thing. I'm not sure what'll end up happening. But right now, it's almost ready for paint. All I need is the rear axle and the interior and glass. And get it painted, and it would be done. But anyway, that's some of the things that I'm working on. I'm just going to reach over here, guys, just for a minute and show you one of the roadsters I'm working on. I don't know what I did with the other one. It should be out here. It is out here. I just looked over it. It's in pieces. Now, this was bought. Of course, you guys have seen this roadster in the package at the stores, but I've modded a little bit of it. You can see the fuel cell there on front. I chromed it out. I got to go over it again, though. That didn't turn out too well the first time. You can see it shine, but you can still see the green plastic. This color plastic actually coming through the chrome there. And you see I chromed the headlights, little bitty headlights there. Little bitty rectangular headlights. Just made them pop, and it made a real big difference on the front of that thing. I did put real riders on the rear. Let's see, did I finish that? I guess I did, yeah. It's got the axle. I don't shoot a lot of video of how I do each one of these little things because there's a lot of video out there on a lot of it, like using metal tubing for axles. There's a bunch of videos out there, guys, on how to do that. If you haven't seen them, all you do is take this, what is this, 3 or 5 millimeter metal tubing you buy at the hobby store. If you go in Hobby Lobby and go down where the die-cast cars are and the train sets, they have it down there. You can buy it in multiple sizes, and all you do is cut it to the length of your chassis, and then you take your axles that are cut in half and put a little drop of glue in each end and stick your each half of your axle, one in each side. And so, yeah, I've got real riders, solid chromies. I guess you could call those steelies. I really don't know what you would call them. But a big white wall. Check out the engine block on that thing. What is that? That's a V12. Two-seater, of course. And again, I didn't make any of this as far as chassis or body. All I did was put some real riders on the rear and paint a few things. You can see I blacked this out right here on the front end because I didn't like the way that stuck out. It was painted this lighter color, well, it wasn't painted, it was molded in this lighter color. Stood out like a sore thumb, so I blacked it out like the front end of the car, and it looks way better, in my opinion. I chromed the fuel cell up front. I chromed the door handles on the side, if you can see them, right beneath the window there. I like that because those are suicide doors. I want to make the door handles pop so you could tell those suicide doors. I may even go as far as to put a black mark in between the panels there at the end of the door so you can see the door and make it pop even more. But that's all the mods I've done to this thing. I was going to take it apart and totally make a new mod rod out of it some sort of way, but I decided against it, that it looked pretty good in the package. Except it needed real riders, and I'll tell you, I didn't put real riders out front because I like the pizza cutters. I got some of my chrome pin on that. I got to black that back out, but yeah, I like those pizza cutters, and I've got some real riders that are real thin like that, but I don't see going through all that trouble when there's already those on there, and I've got real riders on the back. I really don't like how high it sits, though. I may have to, in the rear, I may have to lower it back there. I know part of the reason is I don't have this on there right. And another part of the reason is I've got to notch out right in here where the original axle was. this pipe that I used to put my axles in, the metal piping, it's a little bigger than the original axle, so I've got to notch that out and make that sit down. But even then, you're still going to see some of the body around the wheel well, so I may have to lower it some in the rear. Other than that, though, guys, this thing is pretty sharp. Just as they made it. Neat little hot rod. I don't really know if I like that Hot Wheels logo right there, but then again, if you take it off, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, that's that. Now, the other Roadster I'm building, this is a Mod Podge of things. Now, this chassis and this body did come together. I don't even know what it is, to tell you the truth. Brutalistic. Couldn't tell you what year that was made or anything. That's what it looked like from the rear before I chopped it up. Exhaust coming out the rear there. Of course, it had a bubble glass window in the top. And the front end came to a V point down in front. So it had the external wheels. Some plastics missing here that I've cut out. And let me show you what I'm hoping to do here. I have taken this. Let me show you what this came out of. This is the grille, headlights, engine, dashboard, and steering wheel, firewall, out of this. And you can see why I did it. I don't like, I've told y'all that in other videos, I don't like the, man, I'm going long in this video. I've got to shut it down, guys, after this. I don't like it when they put these, what do you call them? These, well, they're themes, I guess. Superheroes and movies, and this is Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. They ruined that vehicle. Look at the color on that, too. It was metallic blue. That's hard to beat, and I mean, it had a high shine gloss on it, if you can pick that up. See that? And they ruined it by painting these scenes on there. So, I don't know if I'll ever use that or not. If I do, you can bet those will come off. But anyway, I took the engine, like I said, the grill, or the radiator, I should say in this case, the chrome radiator and headlights, the engine block with the velocity stacks, and the firewall / on the other side, dashboard and steering wheel. I ground that firewall and dashboard down. Everything's falling apart on me. It's not glued together yet. Check out the interior I took out of the brutalizer. I had to cut off the dashboard and steering wheel of that. Let me see, I've got it upside down. You can see where I chromed out the console and the stick shift. And it's minus the dashboard there and the steering wheel, so that I could put in this chrome one. That interior actually goes to the back window, and it has the Hot Wheels logo on it. I'm going to paint it bright green. It's going to be a bright metallic green, because this is a root beer brown with metal flake in it. And I think them two colors will pop together. If I can pick up the metal flake in that, maybe not. That's a shiny root beer brown with metal flake in it. And again, like I said, that interior is going to be a bright metallic green. If I can get that back on there. Okay. Now, I told you I ground down the dashboard and firewall on this piece. It was real tall. And I ground, you can see on that side right there, I ground that way down so that it would fit under this. The reason I did, I mean, I could have done it a million different ways, but there is a post on that body. You can see it right in the middle of that hole. There's a hole in that engine block. It's right between the engine and the firewall, and it fits on that post in that chassis. It's just perfect. So, that's going to make my Roadster. And then I'm going to get some, I will get some real riders and put them on there. And there may be a few other things I do to it. You can see where I cut the bubble window out and made just a piece of a windshield right there, that tinted glass. And you can see in there the chrome seats, like a coupe should have. Two hard chrome seat. Well, I wouldn't say it should have. Really, you should have your soft shell on it, but it's a two-seater. You got the black interior on the back. You got the smoked windshield. You've got your chrome shifter and console, your root beer brown metallic paint and metallic green, bright metallic green, and your velocity stacks chrome. I'll put some colored spark plug cables in there, and you got your chrome grill out front. Maybe some pizza cutters out front, real riders, and some fat meat. Well, I already got the wheels picked out. I'm sorry. Check it out. That's what's going to go on the rear. And that's a real rider. It's hard, but it's a real rider. There you go. A picture of the inside of the wheel. And then there's how wide it is. That's the rear wheel, of course. That's a big old fat Mickey Thompson meaty donut tire. And then will be pizza cutters, and they're real riders, and they're red line, just like the rear, and of course they match the rear. That's a whole set of real riders, pizza cutter up front, and pontoons out back. So yeah, that'll be a roadster that's coming up, getting all put together. Maybe I'll finish that on camera as well. The only thing I don't like is the way that engine is setting up at an angle. That really doesn't look right, so I may have to, as much as it matches, if you look, that's a little better there at the angle. I still don't like that either, but if you look right here, the chassis, the nose of that chassis has a piece that sticks out right beneath, like a chin underneath that radiator, and I wanted to leave it on there because it matches so well, but I think I'm going to have to cut it off. Either that or cut part of that radiator off. That wouldn't look right, but because I don't like the angle that's sitting at. I know if I drop it down, it's going to be in the way of the front axle, but I can run that axle through that chrome piece, the radiator or the grill or the engine block or in between there. I can do whatever I need to do to there, but that's got to drop down in the front. I don't like the angle that engine's sitting at. It looks like some of those bone shakers. I don't like those either. When they're sitting bent like that, where the engine should be sitting like that, and that rod's jacked up in the back. Now I want a level stance, and I want a low stance, so that'll have to be pinched down a little bit, but yeah, that's a roadster I'm working on to come up shortly. I promised in my last video I'd do a video of my car haulers, and I will. That'll be my next long video. I didn't mean to make this one this long. Was just a mail call, or not a mail call, but a store haul. Yeah, so love you guys. Appreciate what you do in the hobby. I appreciate your videos. I love them, and subscribe. I ask you to please give me some love back, and God does love you, and God bless you. Peace out, guys.